Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 20th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to check out the nested if-else construct. Now, what is nested if-else? It's basically an if-else within the body of another if statement or the body of an else statement, right? So what I mean is that it is fine if we write an entire if-else construct within either the body of an if statement or the body of an else statement. And I'll just demonstrate the thing to you guys through a program. And as you can see, for this tutorial I've created a file and I've named it. It's called nested underscore if underscore else dot c. On line 1 I have a comment, and I have the header file and the main function in there too, so we can type in the code. And the program is going to be really simple. What I'm going to do is I'll declare a variable. I'll ask the user to enter either 1 or 2 as input, and then I'll store the input in the variable, and then I'm going to use if to check whether the input entered is 1 or 2 or if it's something else, right? But I'm not going to just use if, I'm going to use nested if else, and that's how we're going to see what nested if else is. So let's just get started. I'll declare the variable first. I'll call it a, and I declare it by typing in int space a, and on the next line I'll use printf to display a message to the user on screen instructing him about what he's supposed to do. So enter 1 or 2, that's the input we expect. And then I'll use scanf with the %d format specifier here, because our variable is of the integer type, and I provide scanf the address by using the address of operator there, the name of the variable. And now I'm going to use if to check whether the value that's provided to us is 1 or not. And the way I do that is by having the test condition a equal to 1. That is, we'll have to use the equal to symbol twice here because we're going to perform an equality check whether a is 1 or not. And within the curly braces I'll use printf to display the message you entered 1, right? And this printf statement would get executed only if the input that's provided is 1. Now what if the input is not 1? Well, for all those cases we'll have to have an else block, and within the else block we are going to check whether the input provided is 2 or something else, and we're going to use an entirely new if else statement to do that, right? So within this else block we're going to have another if statement, and the test condition for this if statement is going to be a equal to 2. That is, we're going to check whether the value that's stored in a is 2 or not, and if it is, then within the curly braces for if we're going to have a printf statement that's going to display the message you entered 2, right? Pretty simple that is. And if the input provided is not 2, then we're going to have an else statement that's going to correspond to the second if statement, and it's going to cover all other cases. So within the curly braces for this else, I'm going to have a printf statement. What am I doing? And within double quotes I'm going to display the message what's wrong with you, right? Put a semicolon to terminate this statement. I'll save the file and click on build and run. Let's see the output first, and then I'm going to talk you guys through the program one more time. So in the output window I see the message enter 1 or 2, and if I type in 1 and press the enter key I see the message you entered 1 on screen. And let me run the program again. This time I provide 2 as the input. I press the enter key and I see the message you entered 2. And if I provide something else as the input like 15 and press the enter key, I see the message what's wrong with you. So all the cases here have been covered, and let's see how we managed to do that. Now firstly, you should make a note of this, that we have an entire if else statement within the else block of the first if statement. So we have an if else statement within another within the else block of another if else statement, and there is no limit to this. You can have nesting as deeply as you want in your program. C doesn't impose any restrictions on how many ifs and else's you can have within the bodies of ifs and else's. Basically you can be as fancy as you want to be, right? But there are a lot of other ways of doing fancy things, and we're going to check out the switch case statement later on, and that statement can be used to have a cleaner code and code that's more manageable and code that's easier to understand. So you won't have to rely on nested if else much, but it's a construct that a lot of programmers use, and I just wanted to spend a tutorial talking about it, so that's why I demonstrated it to you. And this program in itself is very simple to understand. You provide 1 as the input, and this test condition evaluates to true, so this printf gets executed. If you don't provide 1 as the input, well, then we get inside the else block, and inside this else block you have another if statement that checks whether the input is 2 or not. So if it is 2, then this printf gets executed, and if it's not 2, if it's something else, then all the other cases are covered by this else statement that you have here, and within the block of this else you have another printf that displays the message what's wrong with you. So that's it for nested if else construct. I'm going to see you guys in the next tutorial, in which we're going to discuss something important for sure. So stay tuned for updates, and please subscribe to my channel in case you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.